Hey guys, it's Rob, and thanks for tuning in. So I hope everyone has had an awesome week since last we chatted. I feel like sometimes I've got this routine going. I say this thing, then this thing, then I have awesome weeks. Maybe I'm hoping that you have a bad. No, I would never hope that anyone has a bad week. It's all good all the time. That's what I am hoping. I have had a pretty good week. Just finished watching the Canucks game. They beat San Jose like final score was 7-3. So hopefully that is going well. It will continue to go well, and my Canucks will beat Stanley Cup, and we'll finally win a Stanley Cup because that would be amazing. That's one of the reasons why this blog is a little bit later than it normally is. For those of you who can't wait and watch it like right away, so that's why it's a little bit later. Continuing on with some of the Who that I've been talking about recently. I know that was a really bad transition, and I should have done something there to transition that, but whatever. Yeah, continuing on with some of the Who that I've been watching. I noticed last week's episode was written by Niles Gaiman, Neil Gaiman. That's right, Neil Gaiman. Ew, really bad. I recognize his name right away because he's actually done quite a few things, particularly things that us in the geek realm like. He's probably most famous, at least in the geek realm, for writing the Sandman series, which, from what I've heard, is an excellent series of comic books. Um, Actually, I had a friend of mine, she really recommended them to me. I haven't got a chance to read them yet. They are definitely on my list to pick up and to read. Hopefully, I'm going to get to them soon. What I have read of his in the comic form is Marvel 1602, and I actually did a pretty good review of that on the blog. I will try to remember to put that in the show notes so you can read that review. That was a really interesting and I would say well done graphic novel. Highly recommend picking up that one. He's also, I believe he did some work on Stardust, did the screenplay of the novel for that. Caroline, which was the Tim Burton one, did the, again, screenplay or novel for that. And I know he's done some other work too in writing. So a fairly well-known person, and when I saw that, I was like kind of getting excited because I sort of knew a little bit about him, and I actually really liked the episode too. I mean, it was very interesting to see that the TARDIS had, spoiler alert, had a bit of a give you a little time to stop the video or skip ahead if you need to. Had a soul and sort of being able to talk to the TARDIS, and the continuation of Rory and Amy's love and how that kind of plays into it, and just that TARDIS graveyard, just a lot of cool things. Although it was in some ways a filler episode, as was the last one, I think it does continue to build on the Doctor's character, and the way that works. They always set it up somehow, so always it's working towards the ultimate goal of the season, which I love. I love how they can bring in individual producers and writers, and then still have that overall goal. Another sort of name or star that was actually associated with that episode was Michael Sheen. So he's done Frost Nixon. He played Frost. More recently, I guess some of you geek fans might know in Tron, he played Castor. He's done a movie about a famous football or soccer coach. A few other things like that. He's a fairly well-known actor, a good actor, I would say. He did the voice of that thing that stole the TARDIS. So I'm scratching my head trying to remember what it's called now. I want to say Master, but I know that's not true because that's the Doctor Who villain. I don't remember exactly what it's called now, but he did the voice for that too. So another kind of major star power in that episode. Yeah, so we continue watching The Who and talking about that. Something unrelated yet kind of related is the Tintin. There's actually a Tintin trailer out now. It's kind of a teaser for it, and I'm looking forward to this. I read them a little bit when I was younger. My brother was a big Tintin fan, has read quite a bit of Tintin. Just some great casting, I would say. I mean, first of all, it's Peter Jackson and Steven Spielberg working on it, so right away you go, hmm, good combo. Great movies that they have done individually and together should produce brilliance, right? Thompson and Tom Sun, those are the kind of goofy detectives, are being played by Simon Pegg and Nick Frost. So right away, that's like a perfect combination for it. Daniel Craig is in it. Person who played Golem, who voiced Golem, his name has slipped my mind. He's in it. He's playing the sea captain. It should be awesome. The animation kind of looks really cool, and I think they're going to give it. I'm hoping they still keep the kind of playfulness of Tintin, but give it a bit of an edge to it. From what I've seen so far of the trailers, which I will also try to post, I should make a note. Not just a mental note, but a physical note now. Okay, right, I'll do it. Tintin, trailer, and 1609 review. Boom. They will be on the show notes because I wrote it down, and I'll never forget when it's written down. Yeah. Anyways, Tintins look good. I am looking forward to the Tintins, and that should be awesome. Last week I'd mentioned that I would be thinking of kind of reviewing some of the things that I've done, some of the weekly posts that I have done on the blog, and I kind of thought about it a little bit. So I'm just going to run down a list of some of the ones that I do weekly and some of the ones I'm going to keep, trash, alter, etc., etc. Starting, I might as well just go kind of chronologically through the week. The Latin lessons haven't really got too much on them. I don't know if people are reading them or liking them, so I'm going to X those for now. On Monday, I'm going to keep the quote of the week going. This week's was "do a barrel roll." So definitely a classic video game quote there. Going to keep that. Tuesday, I'll keep doing the new comics. Just do a link up there instead of doing the full thing that I used to do, but that was way too much. The app of the week, though, I'm going to keep that, but I'm not going to do it necessarily every single week. So if I found a really good app, or maybe I've just finished a game, like I just got both the Doctor Who and Thor games, so maybe when I finish those, I'll throw up a review of those, kind of be like the app of the week. So I'll do that kind of more sporadically now. It'll always be on Tuesday, and I'll still call it kind of app of the week, but I just necessarily won't do it as often. WoW Wednesday, I'm going to keep, but I'm not going to do it every single Wednesday since I've been failing miserably at doing it, and I know, just don't tell anyone, but I don't have a WoW subscription right now. Shh. Yeah, so that's kind of one of the reasons why I'm not doing as much WoW Wednesday. So that one will be kind of come see, come saw. I'll keep it going. And then obviously this thing I will continue to keep doing because I love doing this. It's one of my favorite things that I do on the blog. So I'll keep this going. So that's kind of where I'm at with my kind of weekly schedule of blog stuff. Hopefully we'll continue to just do a bunch of other random reviews. Obviously I'll continue to do my Thor reviews for the sort of main storyline of Thor and continue to keep that going. Alright, before we wrap it up here, since I need to be going to bed because I get up at like 6 for work, I want to talk about the last week's question. Last week's question, I just watched Thor. I wanted to know what you guys thought was your favorite kind of extra character in Thor. So I'm not talking about Loki or Thor or Jane Foster. I'm talking about people like the Warriors 3, Heimdall, I guess Lady Sith, Darcy. Who was kind of your extra favorite, your favorite person of the extras, the side crew? And for me, it was actually really, really close. Yeah, Darcy was alright. She was kind of funny and kind of cute. But for me, it was the Warriors 3 or Heimdall. I've kind of always liked the Warriors 3, just that they're all kind of different. You know, like I said, Hogan's very grim, very serious. Volstagg has a bit of a mouth, he's hard on his sleeve kind of person. Ferndale is like, you know, the ladies' man, that sort of thing. And I'm going to say either Volstagg by Ray Stevens or Heimdall. I think I'm going to go Volstagg because I've kind of always liked him, and I'm a big fan of Ray Stevens from his time at Rome. So that's what I'm going to go. But there's a lot of really good supporting characters in Thor, and I'm sure some of you are like, okay, Rob, no more Thor talk. I'm going to keep the Thor talk to a minimum from now on, or at least for a little while, to give you all a break of Thor. Well, I honestly thought this was going to be like a 5-minute post, and it's become an 8-minute post, 8.5-minute post. So I am going to, we'll say goodbye, and we'll see you next week. And of course, so say we.